Partnered by Times Influence.
In this episode of Workplace Excellence, we take a look at the winning cultures of these two companies, where they believe that having a great workplace culture is not just an option, it's a necessity. Since its inception in 1960, HSIL has been a trendsetter in the market. From crafting unforgettable bathing experiences to developing expert bathroom solutions, Hindware has diverse offerings in its portfolio.
So Hindware is the largest ceramic producer in India, and we have been for many years. We've been market leaders since the late 60s. Not only are we now largest producers under the Hindware brand of sanitary, but we are also the second largest players in taps and showers. So we are constantly growing our business into the home space, and we continue to look at opportunities for further growth. The idea is to drive business by 20% a year, top line and bottom line.
The company also offers first-hand experience of product features and performances through its chain of display and concept stores.
We have upgraded our retail stores. We partner with our distributor and dealers to make sure that the environment in which the consumer shops is so pleasing and the products are put in a perspective where he or she can relate to the product.
While HSIL strives to enrich the lives of its customers, it also encourages the need for a healthy workplace environment.
Our competitive spirit in the organization is really what nurtured talent here. Our culture thrives on confidence, trust and ownership. All our people are empowered and are trusted when they are delivering. I think this forms a DNA for us in terms of driving this. We have the best of practices available across the globe, I would say. To name few, we have got crutches, we have got canteens facilities, we have got library, a well-stocked library here for people to read. So I think we are quite competitive as far as our policies are concerned.
The company's employee-friendly policies make it the front runner for workplace excellence.
A workplace is a place of fun and engagement where you not only meet friends, have meaningful conversations and engage with each other. It's more exciting and it actually increases the level of productivity. When a new employee joins, he has no friends in the office. He might have a reference, but he has no friends. So often it is important that we assign a buddy in a very formal manner, but it's also important that we reach out to the person, have informal conversations. I'm a great believer in informal conversations. It's a great way to unleash what a person is sort of experienced. It's also a way for him to share what he's feeling and going about the whole environment. We have month-end initiatives where we celebrate festivals and birthdays together. Anybody who wants to cut a cake, wish out, reach out is welcome. A small note, a small word of appreciation, a small thank you itself is a great way of creating motivation and engagement, and that's something which has to be built into the DNA of an organization, which is something of a focus for us.
At HSIL, the learning curve never ends. Employees are mentored by the company's senior management at every level in order to maximize their potential.
HSIL's commitment for enhanced learning is by acquiring knowledge, sharpening skills and concepts of the people. You see, every employee has to undergo an average of around 40 hours kind of a mandatory training, which includes both technical as well as behavioral exercises, which are conducted by both external and internal trainers. And these competencies are regularly mapped also. So this is quite an open learning kind of a system we have.
I think in the current changing world where everything is so competitive and dynamic, it's important to be on the right learning curve. When employees join us, what we do is focus on their learning, not only in the functions but also create a cross-functional learning. As you develop your learning across seamlessly, you're available to do any roles in Hindware and go right up to the top.
The company's employee-friendly policies and guidelines are designed keeping in mind the altering needs and aspirations of their workforce.
Employees are budding with ideas, but sometimes not very clear about the route that they want to take to build up their career. Hence, they are coached by senior people, including myself as well as some of my functional heads, which helps them understand their own functions that they've been assigned to, but also help them appreciate other functions. You often have people coming to us and saying that, look, I joined in marketing, but I have a better appreciation of supply chain. So we help them understand that function better. This helps in developing a wholesome learning environment for these set of individuals. For people who are senior, it is important to build functional competencies so that they are relevant for tomorrow's world. And that's how we offer mentorship. That's linked to IDPs being developed for those people, doing management programs, and also doing sessions about conversations which bring about different facets of learning, and that helps create a learning culture, also develops the right spirit of mentorship.
Motivated employees at HSIL participate in the company's growth story. They are empowered to reap the benefits of the organization's growth.
This organization is growing vertically as well as horizontally. And with this kind of growth comes challenges as well as more opportunities. So for me, the basic motivators are the self-empowering working style, open learning culture and unconditional support from the management.
Employees are the bedrock of any company. They are the pillar on which the company is supported. They are the key differentiator between a good company and an average or a poor company. We have a lot of proactive programs to engage our employees and make sure that they remain motivated. And we have many cutting-edge programs, not only to skill them and develop them, but also to nurture them and make sure that they are kept happy as a member of the HSIL family. So they are, I think, our critical differentiator in our journey of progress.
The moment the person joins, it is very important that he gets a clarity of what role he's supposed to do. That is one thing which immediately empowers employee to deliver. The second is, of course, there's a long-term career path for him in the organization, which really takes him, if he performs, takes him up the ladder. And there are a lot of examples within the organization where the leadership team is people who have been hired as GTs that have moved into general manager level.
The HR practices relating to hiring and retention of talent at HSIL are important to its growth.
If the employee is tension-free and has got all the equipments which are needed and is taken care of, definitely his focus moves on to the job and the productivity increases. We really look into passion, attitude of the employee when we are hiring. The talent can be nurtured if the attitude is there. So that is one of our core bases. Our DNA is to grow the people internally and make them future leaders. We are the preferred employers in IIMs where we hire freshers and groom them into leadership.
The company's corporate culture and its internal value systems are shaping the company's success.
Over the years, we kept our head above water. We made sure that we delivered what we promised. We made sure that the consumer was always pleased by our products. We innovated much faster than the industry. And over the years, the brand has, in the consumer's mind, relates to trust, quality, dependability.
We get employees from various diverse backgrounds. And at HSIL, we believe in not only celebrating internally, but also celebrating successes. So you would find days when we celebrate all festivals together as a team at HSIL. It not only happens within the organization, Most of us believe that we need to take our team out regularly and help them to unwind so that they are fully charged back when they are back into action next week.
We believe in promoting self-empowered working style and also healthy exchange of ideas, which makes it unique and an employee-friendly organization.
The members at HSIL share their common focus for a long-term success through two overriding principles of doing things right and doing the right things.
We always believe in doing what is right and we do it rightly. So I think with those fundamental philosophies at work, we've always sustained, we've grown, we've nurtured, we've innovated, we've prospered. We look at our business in the long term, and we are always at the cutting edge of technology, whether it be in terms of our products and how they are produced, or whether it be in terms of features which the consumer wants and desires from our range of products. So I think we have differentiated ourselves from the consumers, to the consumers as compared to our competitors. And that's the reason behind our success.
Cushman Wakefield is a leading global real estate services firm with 45,000 employees in more than 70 countries, helping occupiers and investors optimize the value of their real estate.
Clearly, startups have completely disrupted the way businesses work. Millennials are driving a social change. The way they want to work is very different from the way people used to work in 90s and 2000s, and we as businesses have got to cater for them. And third, the business is becoming more of a knowledge economy, right? If we put all of that together, it has a fundamental effect on how workspaces are used today. The workspaces have become more of social spaces where people come and exchange ideas, they debate, they come up with strategies and they execute.
With roots dating back more than 200 years and a century-old recognized brand, today's Cushman Wakefield is an organization founded on an unwavering commitment to clients and built to lead the industry with business and service delivery models that evolve with client needs.
We've got thousands of researchers around the world, and their focus is absolute on future. What does the trend today that one is seeing in the market, when you marry that trend with the data, right, what does that actually mean for the future of real estate? And what does the future of real estate therefore means for our clients and the way they operate? As I said, clients are at heart of everything that we do. And we believe that if we can forecast well, we can tell them the trends, we can make them successful in many ways in their careers, which will make us successful. Cushman Wakefield is no longer about best practices, it's about next practices.
Operating across offices in 8 major Indian cities and additionally serving 200 other cities across India, the brand has established its India operations in the year 1997.
Cushman Wakefield has a very strong belief in diversity. We believe that diverse thought processes can bring changes and ideas which is inconceivable in any other singular environment. Women in leadership within Cushman Wakefield is growing. And then look at the industry. It's been traditionally a male bastion.
Our policies and procedures also support the organization's agenda of diversity and inclusion. That we hire magical people, conventionally known as people with special needs, is just one example that we do that with all sincerity. Most of our women in leadership today have been in the organization over the years, and that we have a structured women leadership program in the organization today which promotes that diversity and inclusion in the organization are just some simple examples that supports the commitment of the organization towards diversity and inclusion. This is just not a business decision, it is a part and parcel of our culture that we promote internationally, globally and in India. And to ensure that diversity and inclusion is something that everybody understands, we have an array of policies that ensure that this is not only just managed but celebrated in our workplace culture.
Cushman Wakefield is constantly innovating by bringing new age practices in their own offices, and this enables them to deliver the best workplace experiences to their clients.
A modern workspace should be the very essence of change. It needs to embody change. A modern workspace needs to be agile, flexible, future ready, and above all, be people friendly. It needs to combine the psychological with the technological and the physical, right? The holy grail of modern workspaces is productivity improvement and employee engagement. We at C&W have taken a good amount of effort to create our spaces in a manner that reflect our business. Our business is high on people engagement. It's high on collaboration, on flexible spaces, to create spaces that work for us.
That sky is the limit. That is the name of the column behind me. And that encourages us to not think of any boundaries that we cannot scale and take flight as high as we can, and believe that in Cushman Wakefield, sky is the limit. Another example that I may give you is a wall which is called Ideas into Action, which is a beautiful concept that we brought to life. The wall is made of magnetic discs on which we write our personal or professional goals, whatever we aspire to do. And then during the year, we move our discs across the wall till we reach the end, which means that the goal has been met. We've really thought about marrying the functionalities of the workplace to stories of motivation and journeys together. We've taken care to have visual continuity from one end of the office to the other, so there are no barriers. The concept for our workplace is a social workplace.
Just imagine about 350 plus corporate employees who've been operating in 3 different locations came into one space, which is about 26,000 plus square foot. While we are all focusing on the technology for high productivity and efficiency gains, we are also, what we did is that within the work environment, we try to create transformable spaces and adapt those technology within those transformable spaces.
These design elements of the workplace facilitate collaboration and creativity and make working more fun and interesting.
Fun is never far away at Cushman Wakefield. While we work really hard, but we party harder and we play even harder as players. So it really gets all of us together. The fun part about organizing such events is really meeting people from various departments and teams across various hierarchies in the organization, and it also gets together people who share the same passion, the same likings outside work.
The enabling and empowering culture of the firm is reflected in the growth of an employee's professional career.
I came here as a kid, and today I head the leasing business in North India for Cushman Wakefield. In fact, I would say that from here to no here, it's been a very long journey. The best part about the organization is its culture, which is how I've stuck over here. It's a place that allows you to express yourself. You feel very empowered. The empowerment starts right at the top level, and it's given to every individual at the grassroots level also.
To be a strong leader, there are certain inherent qualities that you need to have. And frankly, being a woman, you have those inherent qualities in bundles. Being a good listener, being humble, the strong sense of purpose and perseverance. And I think that's what contributes towards being a very, very strong leader.
To further strengthen the D&I, we are also having a very focused people manager program that helps them recognize their unconscious biases. Our endeavor is to make this organization a bias-free workplace. A lot of this is evident in how we are measuring our employee perceptions and what our employee engagement surveys is also throwing up. There are 3 large areas that the organization is proud of, and our employees have voiced their appreciation. Number 1 being camaraderie, the second being the feeling of being included, and the third being the pride of working with Cushman and Wakefield.
At the core of what's next is the brand purpose and its unique client-centric focus.
Cushman & Wakefield stands for exceptional client service. We have a passion for real estate that is driven by the philosophy that puts the client in the center of all that we do. Our services are such design that caters to the changing needs of clients, which helps them take smarter real estate decisions for the future. My journey, well, I've been with the firm for almost 13 years now. When I joined the firm, Cushman & Wakefield were less than 500 people in India. It was an emerging organization in the professional real estate space. Little did I know in terms of what real estate services encompassed when I applied for an opportunity to work with the firm. Since then, multiple hats that I wore in the services company from a real estate services perspective were opportunities that the firm gave me to head, whether it was heading a profit center, whether it was catering to a challenging assignment, whether it was a new idea which they implemented which could benefit the client of the firm.
For me personally, it has been enriching because I like to do different things at different points of time, so that's why I've had 5-6 very different roles. I've also got a chance to explore the world with Cushman Wakefield, and I think these are part of my objectives, and I've also been able to become an expert in what I do.
Cushman Wakefield is exceptionally client-centric. It's a highly dynamic organization. It's an organization with an outstanding mix of people. It's highly ethical, and above all, it's a lot of fun.
To pursue a dream, a passion, a promise amidst all obstacles or challenges is declaring a personal or professional goal and putting ideas into action.
Partnered by Times Influence.